Nithyananda Paramashivoham Om 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 Nithyananda.
Yes, Nithyananda, everyone. After this beautiful darshan, let us all now settle down and enter into the continued Paramashivoham Level 2 sessions. We're going to get ready for the power manifestation, but first, an announcement.
Yes, so we're actually going to be having the live darshan of Swamiji very soon, in about 4 hours and 15 minutes from now, for a very special event, which is the Mahaparinirvana Day, which is the day Swamiji's biological father left the body. A very auspicious day during which we'll be having the Maheshwara Puja, the opportunity to bestow the departed souls with liberation. This puja offered at the feet of Swamiji, during which the food is offered to the sannyasis, and Swamiji himself receives the food and liberates all the departed souls for whom the puja is offered. So we invite all of you to take part, to offer the puja, and make sure that you are there, of course, for Swamiji's darshan. Do not miss that. And of course, we'll be giving you a reminder also towards the end of these sessions.
Yes, with this, let's now get ready, energized after the darshan, to enter into the power manifestation. We're going to continue to manifest the power of quantum memory, where we are going to utilize the power of the third eye to restore, retrieve, and recall vast amounts of information without having to memorize that first. So what we are going to do is we're going to project a page of a book on screen just for a very short amount of time, for you to just connect to that book, that page, and not even necessarily read it, just as a marker, a connection for you to recall all that information through your third eye. Understand there is a vast ocean of information which is available to you through your third eye. And in this power, we are going to manifest exactly that. So it's an exciting power, very useful even for our day-to-day life. So let us all settle down and get ready for this round of the power manifestation. Requesting all the participants to please be on camera throughout this session and settle down, keeping your head, neck, and spine in a straight line. As we're going to scan the page number 250 of the Science of Living Enlightenment book, please do not open the book if you have it with you. Right now, let us recall the information using the third eye. So first, we're going to quickly show the page on screen for just a few moments and then enter into the power manifestation. Yes, the page is shown now. And that's all. Let us now sit with our head, neck, and spine in a straight line. Connect with Swamiji. Offer your gratitude at his feet. From the space of gratitude and deep oneness, feeling connection to Swamiji. Just sit as Swamiji. Chant the Mahavakyam. Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham. Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham. Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham. Keep vibrating with the Mahavakya, the cosmic passcode, to connect to Swamiji and manifest all the powers. And let him reveal to you what is the content of the page number 250 of the Signs of Living Enlightenment book. Let's begin this round of the power manifestation.
I welcome you all with my love and respect. Let you all open all your three eyes. Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham. Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham. Paramashivoham. 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 Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham. Paramashivoham Om Nithyananda 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 Paramashivoham
Yes. You can open your eyes now and please take a few moments to share the results of your power manifestation. As usual, remember you may download some visuals, some verbalization, you may see something or hear, you may have some intellectual understanding, some memory, some cognition. So whatever the third eye has revealed, whatever you have manifested in the quantum memory, I'll give a few moments for all of you to share in the Zoom chat, and then we'll be reading the page.
Yes, let's take a few minutes just to share every single detail that was revealed to you during the power manifestation.
All right, so let's have a look at the page now. We'll be reading the content and seeing what was contained, what is contained in this page. So you can see the page on the screen.
Responsibility means expanding your possibilities. Page 250. To live it, you will have to demonstrate it. When you declare that you are enlightened, you should be able to stretch yourself to the anyakara you create. Declaring enlightenment is not more power, it is more responsibility. Clear? So it is your individual choice. You can declare any day that you are enlightened. You are, after all, a Swami now. You are an independent entity by existence. You can move the cosmos as you want. If the cosmos is not moving as you want, just create another one. That's all. The space of positivity, possibility, Ishwaratva, and enlightenment is your space. So from there, you can declare anything you want and make it into reality in any way you want. And anybody who wants to be part of this order can start applying and preparing yourself to be part of this order. Great. That you all achieve, experience, live, express, radiate, share, and explode in eternal bliss, Nithyananda. Yes, what a powerful message from Swamiji. And if you have resonated with that, do let us know in the chat if any of these bits of information were related to what you have received in this conversation. And just in the spirit of what Swamiji has been sharing, we want to invite all of you to take up the life of sannyas and be part of this mission of Swamiji and Kailasa to become a physical resident of Kailasa, become a Kailasavasi as the doors are opening. I want to invite all of you to be part of this grand lifestyle, the royal lifestyle, which is the life of sannyas.
Yes, wonderful. And so with this, we'll be now moving into another session. And today the whole theme was the Upanishads. And now we'll be discovering about what Swamiji calls as the best Vedic inner software to manifest the best body, mind, and consciousness. So you need to understand, even the body that we have, the physical body that we have, is shaped by the cognition we have. So every time you have a cognitive shift inside, you perceive the reality differently. Even your physical body changes, even your outer shapes can change just because of a cognitive shift. And even the evolution, as a soul, you will have taken birth maybe in animal bodies, finally becoming a human, and evolving even as a human from lower consciousness to higher consciousness. So the body that you have evolves along with your cognition, state of consciousness that you have. Now, the Vedic inner software to manifest the best body, mind, and consciousness. These are the cognitions that Swamiji is going to be revealing in this next segment. Come to the space of listening and let's enter into the next.
I can just see we are winning. Wake up to the responsibility. You wake up to life. I tell you, each petal in your Anandagandha is a 8-petal lotus. Each petal opens up with new powers when you take the responsibility. Sahasrara is 1,000 petal lotus. Each petal opens up when you enrich others and yourself. Go on enriching. Go on taking responsibility. Go on enriching and go on taking responsibility. Even when you fight with your enemy, if you are out of completion fighting, you are only enriching him with right lessons. Listen. Out of completion, even when you fight with your enemy, you are enriching him with the right lessons he need to learn. Out of incompletion, even if you are teaching, you are only trying to create some more mental slaves for you, ideological slaves for you. How many of you are cognizing it? Even the most sacred thing like a teaching should not be done out of incompletion. Out of completion, even the most scary things like a fighting will be only teaching a right lesson to the enemy. Even fighting can become teaching if you are incompletion. If you are in incompletion, even teaching will become a fighting. I tell you guys, responsibility is the energy in which your life flowers, blooms. Responsibility is the lotus on which this pita is sitting. Only if you learn to think with 4 tattvas, you will learn to be in no mind space. You will experience non-thinking space, not before. First, learn to think in these 4 tattvas as reality. Responsibility is the energy on which your life flowers. I tell you, sit with impossible possibility space. What I call responsibility. Responsibility means the space where impossibilities become possibility. That is when the miracle powers are at your disposal, start expressing through you. I tell you, now each one of you who are vibrating with this responsibility in your heart, you will start expressing miracle powers like Vak Siddhi, materializing, awakening your Kundalini and others' Kundalini, enriching yours and others with these tattvas. Responsibility is the space where the impossible becomes possible. How many of you have felt authentically in your life, even once, the joy of taking huge responsibility? I tell you, that is Nithyananda. Make that eternally in your heart. You are in Nithyananda. Listen to the call of responsibility of your heart. Viraja vibhapma bhuya saggum swaha means all the unnecessary dirt which are in me be burnt away. Viraja vibhapma bhuya saggum swaha antaratma me suddhyantam. Let my inner space become pure. Bahuratma me suddhyantam. The life happening to me outside of me also become pure. Understand, you don't have only antaratma, means life is not happening to you only inside. It is happening to you outside also. That is why the Upanishad Rishi is putting two words. Otherwise he could have just put atma me suddhyantam. No. Or antaratma me suddhyantam. No. He says antaratma me suddhyantam, bahuratma me suddhyantam, jyotiraham viraja vibhapma bhuya saggum swaha. Because life is happening to you inside and outside both. If life is not happening to you inside, it is depression. If life is not happening to you outside, it is inefficiency. If the life is happening to you inside, it is responsibility. If the life is happening to you outside, it is success. Understand? You cannot say life happens to me inside but not outside. No. Be very clear. Only if your life happens outside also, only then life is happening inside also. Whoever is saying life is happening to me inside but not outside are called pseudo Vedantis. Whoever says life is happening for me inside and outside also, then you belong to the Nithyananda Sampradaya. Some teaching group says life happens only outside. There's nothing called inside. I completely differ. Life happens to you inside and outside. If you think it is only outside, not inside, you don't know inside. If you think it is only inside, not outside, you don't know outside. Life happens inside and outside both. Life means continuously practicing these four tattvas with excitement, not allowing you to settle down with this okay pattern. You should settle down only with four tattvas. Sometimes you may think, no, four tattvas, no, I need a vacation. Vacation is settling with four tattvas. Not settling is the confusion. Job. You go to office when you don't settle with four tattvas. When you settle with four tattvas, you take vacation. That's the truth. live these four tattvas and enrich the universe. When you live these four tattvas, your job is also enriching. Your breathing is enriching. Anything you do is enriching. Don't do anything other than enriching. Whatever you do should be directly enriching. Even if you are maintaining ashram, it should be enriching. If you are doing a job in Microsoft, it should be enriching people. You may get paid to take care of your family, your responsibilities, but you should be aiming at only enriching. Living life means continuously living these four tattvas with excitement. She's asking, how can we measure that we are living integrity with integrity? You will feel the completion and the space of positivity means whatever you utter will become simply reality. And you will utter the words only which will become reality. See, you will be in such a space of positivity. First of all, there won't be any negativity in you. And you will utter the words only which will become reality. Your words will simply become reality. The space of positivity. If you are living authenticity with authenticity, you just know anything is possible in your life. Whenever a thought comes, you will know it is possible. How many of you feel still when a thought comes, no, it is not possible for me? Raise your hand. Then you are all not living authenticity with authenticity. When you live authenticity with authenticity, you simply know any thought comes to you, any thought you give birth to it, you know it is possible. Whether I want to do it or not, I will decide, but it is possible. When you live responsibility with responsibility, you will feel you are the Lord of the universe. Everything is in your disposal. Everything is under your disposal. If you are really enriching, the enriching itself, you will live in the space of such a sweet, undefinable space. You know you are in enlightened space. You are in the space of enlightenment. Yesterday somebody came and asked me in the energy session, if I feel I myself don't have a significant shift in my inner space, how can I enrich others? That is exactly the reason I want you to enrich. Start enriching, you will see that significant shift in the space, in your inner space. You are such a self-doubting, agnostic pattern inside you. Start talking to people. He asked me the question. I am now asked to convince people to come for inner awakening. Don't worry. If you think you are asked to work for my benefit, you don't need to convince them to come for inner awakening. But share the four tattvas with them. Help them to do completion. You are not working for my end. Even if million people attend inner awakening, I am not going to get even 1 inch anything extra in my life. Whatever I need for my life, I have more than that. I have enough of people who love me. Who shower everything on me. First of all, I don't need anything. Anything I need, I have 10 times more people to shower that on me. I have not even told anybody to make this kandi and give. I was glancing a photograph of some mutts and adinams and sannidhanams. The old sannidhanams photographs, I was studying their biographies. So I just looked at this mala which was there in that photograph. Trivavudari Sanidhanam was wearing exactly this mala. I just looked and said, wow, it looks very nice. That's all, nothing else. They wanted to do this as a surprise. But of course, I found out what they are doing, that is different. How can you surprise me? So all I am trying to tell you is, even if million people attend the inner awakening, I am not going to gain anything. Through enriching, I am not asking you to work for me, I am asking you to work for you. All you need to think is, if somebody attends the inner awakening, what is that fellow will gain? First thing, you will have a friend with whom you can relate. For you, for him, he will have a new life. I am not going to have anything extra. Fortunately, please understand, in my 10 years of public life, not even once I asked anybody anything. I only gave it to people more than what they gave. I only showered on people more than what they gave. Not an iota of anything will be added to my life, even if millions attend the inner awakening. So understand, you enriching will cause two things. First of all, your constant doubting logic will be broken. You will experience a significant shift. By talking those principles again and again, you will expand. You will be inspired to live. You will raise. Easiest way to practice authenticity is talk about it to others. You will simply become authentic, I tell you. Just catch people and start talking about authenticity and integrity. One of my Swami is there, Bhaktimayananda, Sri Bhaktimayananda. Every night, before sleeping, whether it is 11 o'clock or 12 o'clock, he will catch somebody and talk about these four tattvas for 1 hour. If he does not get anybody, he will call his mother, who will patiently listen. But I tell you, he will talk to the same person and talk about four tattvas every day. And that poor fellow, other side, whether he is still he is woke up or he is sleeping, he doesn't care. But I tell you, it has done so much transformation to him. Go on talking about, enrich people about these four tattvas. You will be enriched in a different, you will discover different ways to live the authenticity. Imbibe authenticity. If you think if you send people for inner awakening, you will be supporting my business, you don't need to. Then you yourself start taking inner awakening. I have no problem. Nothing is copyrighted. Understand? I have not copyrighted any of my teaching. You put a seat and start talking. Whoever gave me the letter yesterday, you start taking the inner awakening class. I don't say no. I give you complete freedom and my blessings, support. If you want, I will gift you one throne also. You start taking. Only when you start taking, you will understand, wow, what a responsibility it is. What a responsibility it is. I tell you, It's your mind. When you enrich, you will see a powerful shift in your inner space. Enriching is literally empowering the other person. Whenever you empower other person, you will be simply empowered. You will be empowered. One guy goes to Zen master and says, I am confused, I am in doubts, I have doubt about the whole thing. Master says beautifully, start giving clarity to others. Master is right. When you start giving clarity to others, you will see, you get that clarity. You get that clarity.
Let me expand on importance of Vedic inner software. Listen. The first thing I want to tell you, the mental setup materialism is trying to promote is already proved as a failure by the large number of human beings collapsing into depression and withdrawal from life. Understand? More than 66% of the so-called civilization, evolved, developed countries cannot move their day without a pill, psychiatric drug, and universities and colleges are loaded with legal drugs. Of course, illegal drugs too. Almost every human emotion is classified as some disorder. What is going on? The mental setup materialism, as promoted, as proven already itself, not only a failure, dangerous. And this one God theory marketing technology again proved not only to be dangerous, terroristic, terrifying. Some of these one God religions have killed more number of people, 10 times more than any disease on the planet Earth. Your mind is basically the inner software with which you operate. Neither materialistic thought current nor the one God theologies are successful inner software. They proved by implosion and explosion they are dangerous. Materialistic thought current is implosive. One God theologies are explosive. Both are dangerous. both proved they are not useful for human beings anymore. Now we need to develop a right software for human beings with which they can have amazing body, amazing mind, and amazing consciousness. Live like Sadashiva on the planet Earth. Manifesting powers. I tell you, this is possible only by this Vedic software, Vedic inner software. 5 major points of that inner software is integrity, authenticity, responsibility, enriching, completion. Understand? Your thought current, listen, basically whatever you want, you can manifest it. If you are not, then look in where you are missing in your integrity and authenticity and responsibility and enriching. Fix there, you will manifest it here. Constantly fixing technique is completion. Constantly think in that language. If you missed integrity, don't think, oh, nobody knows. No, you know. Respect yourself. Put a break. Complete with yourself. And declare to be integrated again and move. If you miss 100 times, 101 times declare. Declaration should be more powerful than you missing integrity. The day the declaration will become so powerful, missing integrity will become just redundant and irrelevant in your life. It will no more be part of your life. Developing this right thought currents. Developing this right thought currents. Developing this Vedic inner software. Understanding the importance of this new thought current. I tell you, if you practice even little bit, you will see so much depression is removed from your system. So much understanding happens in your system. So much of load becomes redundant and irrelevant to your existence. In the initial level only, you may need to spend little time on completion. If you push the completion button, it will say wait. That sand clock will appear and wait, happening. 80, 82, 90. After a few days of practice, if you push the completion button, done. If you have a broadband, high-speed internet connection, the moment you push the completion button, completion done, next page. The broadband connection here is Shaktipada with the Guru. completion, done. Understand, Vedic thought current, thinking system is a life savior. It is all for life. Constantly thinking in the language of integrity, operating in the language of authenticity, relating in the language of responsibility, and sharing in the language of enriching, caring in the language of completion. Thinking in the language of integrity, internalizing everything in the language of integrity, acting in every level in the language of authenticity, relating in every relationship in the language of responsibility, sharing in the language of enriching, caring in the language of completion. Constantly aligning yourself to this thought current is what I call Vedic inner software. Even little bit practice resolves tons of conflicts. Resolves tons of conflicts. Even little bit of practice resolves tons of conflicts. The struggle you need to do is only here. Bring more integrity here. Bring more authenticity here. Bring more completion here. Bring more responsibility here. Bring more enriching here. When you call somebody, if they are not able to break their obstacles, you are responsible. Some part, unconscious part of you, you have not broken some of your obstacles. Look in, bring completion there. Understand, it is all drishti srishti. Seeing creates. You don't see the created, seeing creates. If you are seeing the created, there is no liberation. Because you create by seeing, only liberation is possible. If you are seeing the created, no liberation is possible. You are bound, over. No. You are creating by seeing. Only then the change, transformation, liberation is possible. So essence of today's satsang, Vedic inner software. Svalpamapyasya dharmasya drayate mahadobhayat. Even if it is practiced very little, liberates you from great fears and dangers. Svalpamapyasya dharmasya. Even if you practice very little, Trayate Mahadobhayat. First things first. I have not led you into many processes, Shramana, Manana, Nididhyasana processes. First I wanted to drill the Sankhya software, thinking in tattvas, the Vedic agamic inner software, constantly thinking in integrity, authenticity, responsibility and enriching. First of all, you need to know everything you do is enriching, and if you don't know something is enriching, don't do it. And if you know something is enriching, don't waste your time in confusion. Confusion is a crime. Too many things need to be cleared. Inner cobweb needs to be cleared. Too much cleaning up need to be done inside. The power of integrity again and again need to be drilled, so you don't get into this obsessive, compulsive, depressive patterns. The problem with the depressive patterns are, they are so self-destructive. I can neither show you compassion nor show you ferocious face. If I show you ferocious face, you will run away. If I show compassion, you will destroy yourself. If you sent a message and I am ignoring, understand you are in that position. This obsessive, compulsive, depressive patterns, constantly cherishing depression and feeling empty and lonely without depression. And it is so self-destructive. You can't be handled in any way. Guru cannot help you, because if he shows ferocious face, you were waiting for that, so to run away. If compassionate face is shown, you will think it's all right, it's okay to engage and entertain this thought current, because even if I entertain this thought current, I am only going to be cared and cajoled. So Guru cannot help you. That's the worst space to be in, where even he cannot help. The only way out is you drilling yourself with integrity and reducing the thickness of this depression by grinding, reducing the thickness of this depression. Understand? Anyhow, let me come back to the point I wanted to convey, that Hinduism has so many sampradayas, many times contradicting, conflicting, almost opposing each other. There are very few truths accepted in all sampradayas of Hinduism. Om, cow, very few things. One is Om. All Hindu sampradayas agree. The sacredness of Om. You need to understand, even Vedas are not accepted by all the sampradayas of Hinduism. There are some Hindu sampradayas, Avaidikas, don't accept Vedas as the ultimate authority. But even they agree, Om, the sacredness of Om. The very few things Hindu sampradayas agree. All the Hindu sampradayas, Om, cow, sacredness of cow, waking up in the morning and doing spiritual practice. There is no sampradaya, Dakshinachara, Vamachara. For some, alcohol is poison. For some, that is a regular drink. There are sampradayas in Hinduism. Alcohol is the only thing they are supposed to drink during certain vows. But all the sampradayas, Dakshinachara, Vamachara, all stand on one: morning waking up and doing the spiritual practice, the Brahma Muhurta. All sampradayas agree. That is what is surprising. That's what is surprising. So even I was wondering, why? Only after I started teaching this and making people do this, when I see the growth of the people who follow this Brahma Muhurta spiritual routine and who don't follow, I understand the drastic difference. I tell you, if you just follow this morning 5 hours enough, you will have all Shaktis manifesting in you. Because all the obstacles for manifesting Shaktis, tiredness, boredom, pitta, fatigue, everything will be churned out in that morning 5 hours. You will curse literally everyone on the planet Earth for keeping you awake for that morning 5 hours. If you can manage that morning 5 hours spiritual routine, waking up like a flower and flowing into yoga like a flower in the breeze, cleaning yourself, detoxifying yourself. Understand? Our morning Panchakriya is not just taking bath. It is detoxification process, decalcification process. Applying vibhuti and kumkum is decalcification. Taking the jalabasti, neti, all that kriyas is detoxification. Detoxification, decalcification, put together is Panchakriya. Then connecting with Sadashiva in oneness, knowing that He is available here in the formlessness, form Sachalamurti, form Achalamurti. In all 3 forms, formlessness, form of Achalamurti and form of Sachalamurti. All these 3 beautifully Manikavasagar sings. Namaschivaya Valga, Nadantal Valga, இமைப்பொழுது மென்னெஞ்சில் நீங்காதான் தாழ்வாழ்க, ஆகமம் ஆகி நின்று அன்னிப்பான் தாழ்வாழ்க, கோகழி ஆண்ட குருமனிதன் தாழ்வாழ்க. Guru Manidan means God in the form of man who rules the universe. I bow down to him. Agamam agi nindru annippan thalvazhga means He himself is Agama and he lives Agama. நமச்சிவாய வாழ்க நாதந்தாள் வாழ்க இமைப்பொழுதும் என் நெஞ்சில் நீங்காத ஆந்தாள் வாழ்க கோகழி ஆண்ட குருமணி தந்தாள் வாழ்க ஆகமமாகி நின்று அன்னிப்பான் வாழ்க. The Lord who rules the universe appeared as a Guru Manidan, means in the form of Guru, in the human form, who appeared. I bow down to him. Gogaliyanda Gurumani Tantalvarga. Knowing that he is available here in the form of formlessness, Achalamurti and Sachalamurti and connecting, understand the morning puja is the most powerful mandala prasa Shaktipada. Melting your being. And then sitting and listening to the sacred truths, constantly inspiring, engaging, alive, awakening. Just this morning 5 hours, if you can bring integrity and authenticity, all the obstacles stopping you from power manifestation will disappear. The focus is Shakti Sandhana, means becoming one with the source of Shakti, Sadashiva. Becoming one with the source. That is what is the real happening here. The state and space from which you operate matters. From where you manifest matters than what you manifest. Compounders, tablets may work sometime, but even if it works sometime, going to him is dangerous. In India, compounders become doctors. In Indian villages, you will be surprised. IMA releases a statement, 40% of the Indian doctors are fake. Means, when I say fake, not just quack. They do not have any degree, but they put a big board, MBBS. Means they stay with the doctor 3-4 years and study. Headache, white tablet. Stomach pain, yellow tablet. Knee pain, green tablet. Leg pain, brown tablet. Okay, this will work as long as pharmaceutical company does not change the color and size and shape. And funny thing is, many veterinary doctors do treat human beings in India. Now veterinary doctors suddenly become human being doctor. They say it is only dosage less. Leave it, what is there? For animals, dosage is little more, and for human beings, dosage is little less. Intestine is small and blood volume is small, so dosage is less, that's all. Even if it works, it is dangerous because from the context, things are happening are dangerous. Any time you will get into accident. So most of the spoon bending psychic power guys, their context is wrong. Even if it works, don't go there. You are falling into dangerous pit. With the authentic doctor, even if it takes few days, you will always be safe. Understand? With authentic scriptures, methodologies given by the Vedas and Agamas, even if you take few days, you will be safe because it is time-tested, foolproof proof method. Understand? The context matters. That's the original verse. That's the original verse from Shiva Sutra. Shakti Sandhana. When that starts happening, it is not that just you will move coconut or bend spoon. You can bend air and you can play with anything in a complete safe way. In a complete safe way. Without being a danger to yourself and to the planet Earth. You will be a great joy to yourself and to the planet Earth. If you are empowered, how you behave matters for further empowerment. Understand? If you are empowered, how you behave matters for further empowerment. In our Sangha, if you see, the more and more we grow, more and more we become traditional, true to the original scriptures. More and more we spend our time, energy, everything in searching for the original agamic references and original verses and making them more and more into reality. That is why Sadashiva showers more and more. If we have more people, then we try to be more authentic with Agama. If we have more money, then we try to dig into Agama and make it as original as Sadashiva said. When we are empowered by with people or money or anything, we become more and more integrated. That is why we are getting more and more empowered. So, when you are empowered, how you behave matters for further empowerment. For further empowerment. You see, you have 4 levels of organs. Listen very carefully. 4 levels of organs. Organ which is seen by everyone, like a hand, leg. Even these are organs as per yogic physiology. We call it anga because no other English word, I am using the word organ. Then internal organ, kidney, liver, intestine, brain for some people, heart for very few people. That is a second level, internal organ. Then third, intra-organ. That is vak, the 7 chakras, third eye. How many of you are understanding, able to catch up what I am saying? Then the 4th item, this is the main important thing, extraordinary organs. It grows literally like organ. Listen, lightsaber, how you show, you have that light and play, literally like that from your hand you grow 10 feet tall light beam. From your eyes you grow 10 feet, 20 feet light beam. You can physically see, understand. When it becomes strong, you can even physically show to others. Listen carefully. Organ, hands, leg, your eyes, ears. Internal organ, liver, kidney, intestine. Intra-organ, 7 chakras, vak, third eye. Extraordinary organs. The extraordinary organs you have to grow. Growing that extraordinary organs is a conscious process. Two steps are involved in that growing. One, Unclutching means removing all these clusters, coming to the restful awareness, Nirvikalpa Samadhi. Second, operating our mind based on integrity, authenticity, responsibility, enriching as a thought current. Understand? Integrity, when it becomes your thought current, this four principle is the foundation of the whole Vedic software, Agamic software. Listen carefully. Thinking in the language of integrity, authenticity, responsibility and enriching. Continuously, even internally, is a methodology to grow these extraordinary organs. These extraordinary organs only are used to pass a command, sankalpa, will, and manifest, play with nature, expressing this Ashtakanma powers. Stambana, Mohana, Vasya, Vidveshana, Uchchadana, Agrushana, Marana means agitating, stopping, mesmerizing, making it obey, or destroying it. Any of this. These powers you can manifest on the nature. Panchatattva means air, water, fire, earth and space. Just by gestures. Just by gestures. Listen carefully. Your thought current develops your organs. I can give you 1000 evidence for this statement. Your thought currents develops your organs. Continuously, if you think in the language of integrity, for example, even if you missed class by 1 minute, internally declaring to yourself, oh, I am completing for this non-integrity, and I am declaring to myself that I am getting back to my integrity space and making sure I will not do this missing integrity again. Constantly thinking in this language of integrity grows your aura. Understand? Your aura gets constantly abused by your non-integrity behavior. Your non-integrity behavior makes you behave like a completely confused mad. It is like you try to pull your shoes and fly. Where will you fly? Thinking in the language of integrity. Every time you miss integrity, coming back to completion. Understand? Completion is your conscious cognitive decision. Oh, enough. Now I am deciding I'll be integrated. when you get into this software of integrity and constantly being integrated, not because somebody is watching or not, but because you are watching. Understand? Beware of your thinking because you are listening. Beware of your thinking because you are listening. The higher self in you is listening what you are thinking. That higher self is the decision maker whether to grow your aura body or not.
Yes. So the Vedic inner software, essentially in the form of the four tattvas that we have already learned. And how these four tattvas, first of all, solve all the problems of your life and open up all the higher possibilities of your life. So, like power manifestation, somebody even mentioned the very capacity to grow extraordinary organs, like the gods and the goddesses of Kailasa, you see with so many hands and all that. Somebody says, even physically in the body, you can manifest the same. All it takes is this inner software, imbibing the four tattvas and making it as your default thinking. So actually, this we have a specific day during which the entire day is dedicated to learning about the four tattvas. This is really one of the major understanding, some of the major understanding that you need to get. You should be able to literally just think in this language of the four tattvas, knowing when you miss your integrity, what your integrity is, how to realign it, and how to follow it, how to make sure you are always integrated, and the same with all the other tattvas. This will really give you amazing breakthrough and open all these higher possibilities and powers that somebody has mentioned. So we'll be getting into the exercise, and first a few of the powerful cognitions from the satsang. Your mind is basically your inner software with which you operate. Now the Vedic inner software is the right software for the human beings with which you can have an amazing body, mind, and consciousness that you really live like Paramashiva on earth. And those five, yes, we have five tattvas. If we include in completion, the 5 points and the 5 aspects of this inner software. And now, most of us, the problem is even if we learn about these four tattvas, we don't even realize when we are missing, and we don't take it seriously to complete, to realign, to immediately restore our integrity, authenticity, responsibility, or space of enriching. And that is completion. That is why the 5th pillar of the software, which is completion. And Swamiji says, thinking should be done in the language of integrity, and even the internalizing, always in the language of integrity. Acting should be in the level of authenticity, always being at your peak, acting with the maximum of your capacity. And relating in every relationship should be done in the language of responsibility, sharing in the language of enriching, and finally carry in the language of completion. Now, we're going to get into the assignment and imbibing these 5 pillars of the Vedic inner software.
Yes. So in the first step, pen down whatever you want to manifest. Take a few moments and write this down with as much details as possible. And then let's decode with our software integrity. Whatever you want, is it aligned to what you define for you as your purpose or goal? So we're going to really go into the depth here. We're going to look whether our whole behavior, our whole thinking, our whole software is structured as per the tattvas. So as an example, you may have declared yourself as a doctor, so healing people. And now what you are asking is wealth from your profession. See the non-integrity. Wealth in your profession is more sick people. To understand what that means, to have more work as a doctor, to have more wealth as a doctor means you need to treat more people. So it is the subtext which is there in the desires that we have. So let's really go into the depth.
Yes, and if you remember at the start of the day, we already wrote what our priorities are. And hopefully you still have this assignment. Whatever is on top, a real desire that you have for your life, what you feel as the most important thing in your life. Could be enlightenment or it could be something else. Whatever that is, this should be what you should be writing in the first step. Not something that you just want to manifest for the sake of the exercise or something, what you really, really want. Okay? So let's get into the exercise now. You can start to contemplate and write down. There are a few more steps after this. Let's begin with. Okay, so we'll move on. We'll be covering the 4 tattvas and completion in this exercise. Now, authenticity. Have you exhausted all your resources? So it could be outer resources, money, any form of wealth, or even internal, like your skills, your capabilities. For example, you are asking wealth from your profession. So see how you can be more authentic at work. Did you put in your best foot at the last meeting, for example, or was it just, oh, let me just get over it, wait, for it to finish. So look at the situations of your life and see. First of all, you should be integrated to it. If you see that you are completely not integrated to it, then surely you will not be authentic also. But you may see that you are aligned, maybe you're missing integrity a little bit in some places, but generally aligned towards your higher goal. Then you can start looking into authenticity and see, are you utilizing and exhausting all your resources? Okay, so let's continue now. Okay, so now we'll move to the third step, which is responsibility. So what you want to manifest, how does it stand in front of your declared responsibilities? How much ownership are you taking about it? For example, you want to go for a vacation with colleagues and you are also the sole parent at home. See how, from a responsible parent, you can bring fulfillment to your children. Okay, so how much ownership you are taking, and how much you are, how responsibly you are behaving. And there are different aspects to this. The responsibility that you take towards what you want to manifest, your higher purpose. And sometimes, even though you may be acting in that direction, there may be different aspects for which you are not taking the responsibility, kind of putting the blame on somebody else or expecting things to happen by themselves. And there is this aspect which is about your declared responsibility. You cannot drop anything for the sake of manifesting that either. You always have to take responsibility for all the dimensions of your life. So it's also quite broad. Reflect on all these aspects and try to see, are you behaving responsibly or are you missing in some place? Okay.
Yes, let us now move on to enriching. The fourth tattva. Let's decode with this software what you want to manifest. How much of it is for your own joy, and how much you want to build for sharing it with others. For example, the wealth that you want to create. Maybe as a freelancer, editor, or tutor, how much are you going to share your skills for your friends and family as well? This is just an example. What are your plans in this manifestation? Is it aligned to enriching, or are you planning out of selfish means? How much will this translate to you increasing your enriching dimension? Let's decode. Now, let us move to the fifth pillar for the Vedic inner software, which is completion. Based on what you want to manifest, look in. Are you in completion with those who are causing your reality? See, we are always co-creating our reality. So you have the desire that you want to manifest, but there are the other players, the other major players in your life who are also manifesting this for you. Are you in completion with them? Look in. Those can be your family members, your co-workers, your tutor, your friends, your team, your children. All these are co-creators for your life. And when you decide to make a shift in your life, make sure that you are in completion with them so they can support you in your manifestation. Let us enter into this final step of the exercise. This can be used as a general technique in your day-to-day life. Just as Swamiji said, think along the lines of integrity. Think along the lines of authenticity. Think along the lines of responsibility, enriching, and completion. Bring this as your very inner software. Make this as your general lifestyle. So let us now look in. Are we actually complete with our team members, our core causes? Let's begin.
Yes. So these are the 5 pillars of the Vedic inner software. One of the most important teachings that Swamiji has revealed 4 tattvas, and the completion. And always remember, when you imbibe this Vedic inner software, when you really imbibe each of these tattva and align your thinking, your actions to them, you will see that you will find solutions to all the life problems that you have. And when you really get aligned and reprogram yourself with these tattvas, you will see that all the powers will start expressing, and even the extraordinary possibilities, how Swamiji was describing, everything will become available to you. So the fifth pillar was the completion, bringing the completion with the people around us. Tomorrow, completion is going to be the theme. Tomorrow we'll be discovering about the genesis of identity, how the image that we have about ourselves, all the powerlessness and completions that we have, how it all started, going back to our childhood to understand how this whole thing started and how we can bring the completion, how we can identify what the pattern, the source of this incompletion is, and finally get a read of all of them. So we look forward to seeing you again tomorrow to learn the science of completion. And with this, we'll be concluding for the day.
Yes, and make sure to also tune in for the live darshan of the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism. The preparations for the darshan will happen in around 2 hours. So don't stray away for too far. Be around and join back in around 2 hours as Swamiji is coming live.
Yes. So let's conclude now. Together, we'll be chanting the Purna Mantra and offering our gratitude to Swamiji, creating a space of completion within ourselves. Om
Purnamada Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnamevavashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Hari Om Tat Sat. Sarvam Bhagavat Shri Nithyananda Paramashivoham Level-2. Om Nithyanandam.
Thank you all, Nithyananda.
Nithyanandam, everyone.
Around 5 years ago, at the end of Mahabharat War, the ancient enlightened Hindu civilization consisted of 10,000 Hindu traditions, or sampradayas, that existed in 56 Hindu nations, 200 Hindu kingdoms, 1,700 Hindu provinces, that covered